Well, in this video, I'm going to provide a quick summary about the UK public APIs. What can we do with this? Which kind of data we expected to receive, and what the necessary information we need for start using these APIs. Well, basically, the UK government provides a suite of public APIs for free. So for the majority of the APIs, we don't need any special access tokens or any other security access. Just only if the endpoint or the API contains or brings sensitive information, for example, for the document check or things like that. So for that kind of cases, yeah, we need special access. We need to request for access to the services. But in general, so the APIs are straightforward, so we don't need to create complex requests. It's just a normal gets and then receive all the data in JSON formats. So this data basically is available in the public in the UK government website as well. So, but obviously some endpoints bring a specific data we don't have in the government website, or it's difficult to find it. It's really useful, for example, if we work in data science or if we wanted to create our own applications or create graphics, statistics. So we have a history, for example, archive access. So I'm going to show here. So basically, this is the official government API website. I'm going to share all the links in the description below as well. So for example, we have all the APIs here available. So education, transport, pension. So if you wanted to know something about taxes or any other kind of information related to NHS as well, or police as well, we have here. Or so the archives, as I mentioned before. So for the educational purpose as well, we can use these APIs, and also we can contribute as well and create more endpoints with the data available from the government, or just fix issues or propose new ways of bringing the data, no? Well, so basically, I'm going to show here this section here, government digital services. So it's the one I use frequently. I use this one in particular, government content. So basically, as you can see here, we have an overview of this API and then the documentation and the endpoint. The documentation is really good, so we have all the details about this API. So also we have the links for the Git's repositories as well. So we are able for we are able for modify the code only just by request, no? But so if we want to visualize the code or read the code, that is allowed as well. So for example, here we have all the fields we can use for this content API. So the gets information, the parameters. So basically, this one, for example, is the foreign aid travel advice. So if you go to the UK foreign aid website, so as you can see, basically all the information from this website we are able for bring using the API. No, so if we plan, for example, or check the countries here for travel, so it's not easy enough entering all the links, especially if you are in the research. For example, where are you going to travel next, and check the security in the country or different stuff. It is quite annoying to come back and click here again, so and check the maps. So for example, if we're using the API, we have access to the maps as well. So I'm going to show here. So I have all the endpoints here. I'm going to share this Postman collection as well, but it's straightforward for create all the endpoints here, the requests. So the one I was showing is this one. So basically, well, here I was trying with, for example, Brazil. So that bring all the information about Brazil. So in JSON format, and obviously we can filter, so we can grab all the information we need here for statistics, or create application, a web application or mobile application, and bring some specific data and use the different APIs, you know, for bring the information. Obviously, this one is all for free. And we have some kind of limitations in terms of the traffic. So, for example, we can hit is 10 requests per second per customer. So basically, that's keep in mind if you have a huge amount of traffic. So you will receive timeouts from time to time. So if you have too many connections, too many requests at the same time, especially if someone uses the robots or something like that, but try to bring the information all the time. But there is not limitation in terms of, for example, I can hit every day this endpoint and bring all the data I say once a day or something like that. So we don't have any limitation in terms of use, no normal use. So which is really good, because usually when we have APIs for free, so or we have some limits there. Also, we have the API key, and in this case, we don't have any key, as you can see here, so I can hit directly without any authorization or any header information here. Yeah, so and also the documentation explain here the different response we receive, the options we expect. So example here. So it's really intuitive, and it's really straightforward for use as well. So if this is your first contact with APIs, I think it's a good resources for learn how to interact with these public APIs. Well, so if I come back here for the content API, so also for this suite of APIs, we have the CURL here. An example, for example, we are able to use this in Postman as well. So if I click here, imports, and then add the CURL, the raw. So as you can see here, we create this new request, and then when we hit so we have all the data here. Well, so basically, this one is in beta state, so it's practically new. So if, for example, if there is any issue with the API or something, we can report or we can fix that if we have access to the Git access. So for example, in this case, we have the search API, which is Elasticsearch for the search. Let me see if we have an example here. So we have a sample there. For example, in this case, so we have this endpoint here. The queues for the query by taxes. So if we want to hit this search and check the taxes. So we have the CURL as well, pagination on the explanation here. So I already have this search here. So you can search by taxes, or for example, you can search by passport information. See, so we have renewing the passport, all the stuff we have in the website as well, no? So part of the UK government. So all this data we have for free. Also, we have a plugin for free. So I already installed this plugin here. But with this plugin, basically we can see the JSON file, see the JSON, the requests. We see it in here as well, in Postman. So search data, info page, and the National Archive as well, and different stuff we can use with this plugin, no? Well, it stays in a console. Obviously, I have access to production now. So, but if you are in the design or if you are the developer and you have an account, so you have access to basically this staging features and testing. For request access, so there are emails and links you can use in the official website, but you need to navigate a little bit and search the information there. For example, report an issue. So for example, we have this police API as well. So basically, In here, we can create the maps, for example, if you want to create an application and then bring the information about certain neighborhoods or any places in UK with security issues, crimes. So it's really useful for data statistics as well. So we can filter by areas, dates. So everything using the public API, no? Which is really good. So we have all this information available for free. Something like we need to take advantage, no? This free information. Well, so we have NHS as well, so related with NHS. It's something specific, no? Some kind of cases. So obviously, if you have a business related with this, so it's really useful. But for the people who is not who's not in the business, or it's something like at least it's or play and see which information bring, no? But say, for example, if we wanted to know the taxes or all that kind of stuff, so it's really useful, especially this section, the government and digital services here. So, for example, this data that bring the different data, so we can filter simply the query information about the specific councils in UK, for example, in this case, that is in England, I suppose. Yes, I want to add this one, just another example here. Or raw text, paste this. And then, so that bring all the data from this particular council, no? Data available. Well, as I said before, also we have an archive for the historical data. This one, National Archives. We have access to the historical data from the UK government, 2,500 archives and institutions across UK. So yeah, so let me see. For example, this one, the document check. So this one brings sensitive data because cross information for to figure out if the person is allowed to work in UK or that kind of stuff, for example. So that's sensitive data, so we need a special permission for this. But yeah, so if you work in a business, for example, and you need to cross information with the UK, the government databases, so this is really useful. Or especially if you have an application and you need to cross the data information, no? Let me see if I have an example for the Git. So, for example, in this case, we have a Git repo. So we have this asset to this Git repository for all the APIs. Here we have the code, as you can see. So you have access to the code. Obviously, as I said before, you have access, just read access, no? you need to request a special access if you want to be a contributor for this repo. So this one, well, in particular, is in Ruby, but as far as I know, there are another language as well. So it's depend on the API, it's depend on the repo as well. No? This one, for example, this example bring the bank holidays, which is useful for if we create the calendar, for example, or if we want to bring the bank holiday information in the Google Calendar. So I'm going to hit this endpoint just for an example. I think I have an example here. So basically, well, I already have this endpoint here. So we have, for example, England and Wales here. So we have an historical from the 2018 for all the bank holidays in UK, in England in this case, and Wales. So and then we have the future bank holidays, no? At least until 2025, which is what is we have is a small calendar or something like that, no? So we can filter by Scotland here, so we can grab only Scotland bank holidays or Northern Ireland if we live in Northern Ireland. So in this case, for example, this content API, we have VAT rates. So all the information about the VATs here in UK. So we can grab this tax and check and services. But again, so all this information is available on the website as well. But it's useful for the applications if we need to create an app. Yeah, the search here, as I showed before. So this, well, I hit this endpoint here. So with all the data sets. So if we work, for example, in the data science, so it's really useful. If we need to create some statistics from using the UK government data, so that's just agriculture, for example. So we can grab this data set and search by some data set, a specific data search, and then bring all the information. See, well, in this case, is the organization calendar office. So all this stuff, which is for a normal user, so it's not really useful. But for example, this one is the one I use most, no, because I travel frequent, and then so, for example, in the next videos, I'm going to show how to create an application using this specific endpoint. Just for an example of the utility, no, how to use this in a way that you have some useful use for this, no. But we can pass, for example, here the list of countries in an application, and then start to filter, no? Or when they create an input and search, and then so search in the specific endpoint for the user input. It's an example, no? But yeah, so there are tons of possibilities for use these APIs, no? For education or for different projects you have in mind. Yeah, well, basically, I'm going to share in the description below the collection as well. So the links I show how to. I need to share the extension as well. I show the extension for Chrome, this one. So basically, that's the plugin for the JSON file. Show the JSON file. And there are a couple of links. For example, there is a blog as well. So all these links are available in the public API documentation, but some are difficult to find. So there are too many links, too much information there. Sometimes you feel like overwhelmed with all this the information we have available here. You see here install, compute, generate SSH for that is for the developers, no? So basically, if you request access and you wanted to contribute to this project, so we have AWS as well, Amazon Web Services, access, contribute YubiKey, manuals. So all this using information for the developers. No? And the repos as well available. So we have here. See APIs, all the APIs available. Data science from the repos writing. Oh yeah. Well, that's everything with this brief summary about UK public APIs. So in the next video, I want to show how to create an application using this data, and yeah, hopefully that will be useful for you. Thank you.